Here I am working on a Saturday. T-shirt, didn't shave yet, but I need to get some work done. So here we are with the 15th edition of Rick Answers His Email. First up out of the box is Darla. Darla writes that she has AVG 8.0. She's having some problems with the firewall, wondering how to get a hold of AVG, and a couple of other questions as well. First of all, regarding contacting AVG, you need to go to their website. Go to avg.com, click on the support link. That'll get you to this site here. Scroll down on that first page, and you're going to see an option there for existing customers and new customers. If you are a AVG 8.0 customer and you bought the product, click here where it says existing customers and contact customer support, and that's how you can contact them. But in regards to your question about it shutting off your firewall, I'm wondering if you bought the AVG security product. And if you bought their full security product, it has a firewall in it, and that's why it's disabling your Windows firewall, and you can't have them both going at the same time because any internet security product will disable your firewall. Second question you had was that your computer is asking you to register it, and I'm assuming what you mean is Windows is asking you to register or activate Windows, and it could be, I'm not sure where you bought it, but if you bought it from a third-party person, you might have a copy of Windows that is illegal, and therefore they've tracked you down and found out that your particular version of Windows is not a legal copy, and you're going to have to get that ironed out. Rose was very close to getting her question answered if she would have just used the terms she put in her email in the search engine at helpmerick.com. She wants to know how to save photos from her email into her photo gallery and other areas on her computer. All you have to do, Rose, go back to the website, helpmerick.com, type in Save Pictures in the search engine, Save Pictures. The very first tip you will get is how to save pictures from email, and it is a video tip. It'll get you over the hump. Anne caught a mistake I made in my last newsletter about setting up autoplay for a DVD player in Windows XP. She said that the third step should be click on Properties. I had the right click on the drive, and I must have messed up on click Properties. Thank you very much, Anne, for pointing that out. We appreciate you coming in there and correcting our mistakes. Barbara is another person who can find the answer to her question at helpmerick.com. She's wondering how to burn pictures to a CD. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can just type in burn CD at helpmerick.com and also type in Picasa. If you've not been oriented to Picasa yet, there'll be two ways you can burn your photos to a CD or a DVD if you have a DVD burner. Sharon is a mobile person living in two different cities and is wondering how to listen to AM radio over the internet. And she says that she used to be able to do it via MSN, but they can't do it anymore. The best thing you can do is go to the website of the station you're trying to listen to. So, for example, if you're in our area, you're in Montrose, Colorado, and you wanted to listen to KNZZ, just Google KNZZ Radio Grand Junction, and it'll bring you to their website. If that website or that company offers streaming via the internet, which is what it's called, streaming via the internet, you'll be able to listen directly through their website. You won't be able to do it in one central website. You'll have to do it on the individual radio station's website. Jerry's writing in with a question I believe we answered last week, and it's about internet antivirus stuff that's popping up on his computer screen. Is it real or is it not real? It is not real. It is a virus. You're getting that Windows Antivirus 2008 or 2009 or any of those similar kind of products popping up on your computer without you asking for it. That is a virus. You have to go and learn how to get rid of it through our website, helpmerick.com. Search for spyware, and you'll be able to find the steps and tools you need to clean your computer off. The best thing to do, though, is prevention is the best medicine. Make sure that you have all your security software up to snuff after you get this particular bad guy cleaned off. Peter, who's a Mac user, is receiving some emails from a friend of his who is sending him stuff that has music and visuals and things in the email. And he says he gets the music sometimes, but not always the visual. And he's wondering what can he do to help solve that problem. Peter, I don't have enough information in this particular case. You will need to send me more information about what kind of email it is, what program are you using to read your email, what have you tried, are there any that work, are they attachments, are they embedded in the mail? There are a lot of different variables there that I don't know about, so if you send me that extra information, I should be able to get you a better answer. Dick has a very interesting problem here where he's having an issue with the computer telling him that he's been tampering with a license. and it has to do with him trying a version of Linux, taking it off, and then using the Windows XP disk to take what's called the master boot record off. He's had all kinds of little problems here. And Dick, I don't think there's any easy way out on this particular problem. You are more than likely to get rid of all these problems and start fresh is back up your data, reformat the hard drive with whatever partitions you want, and then reinstall Windows from scratch as well as all your other programs so that all the programs know where they are, what partition they belong to, and that kind of thing. The master boot record is kind of a organizational overseer of your computer, and if you start messing with that, it also does cause some issues with some software regarding licensing and what computer it belongs to, because if it thinks it's been moved to a different computer laterally, then it's going to say, hey, something's going on here. So your best bet probably is to reformat, start over. Tony, you came to the right place. My website can help you out if you're having freezing problems, you're having slowness with your computer. First thing to always do is run what's called a disk cleanup, or use one of the cleanup tools on our links and resources section at helpmerick.com. I like the Stephen Gould's cleanup or the C Cleaner program, either one of those, and then run a bunch of anti-spyware products that we recommend at the website as well, and get yourself cleaned out first and then start working forward from there. The other thing I'm starting to see a lot more of with people, especially if they have a computer 4 or 5 years or older, is not enough RAM. Windows XP has gotten a lot bigger since it was in 2001, and if you have an XP computer that you bought maybe in 04 or prior, you might only have 256 megabytes of RAM, the temporary memory. Adding more RAM, going up to 512 or even a gigabyte of RAM, is going to greatly... Joe's the last question out of the mailbag today, and he has a similar question to one we answered earlier about WinAntivirus 2009, which proposes to be a legitimate product, but is actually a malware or virus itself, and it does take a little bit to get rid of it. Use some of the tools on the website, Super Anti-Spyware, Spybot Search and Destroy, and for sure one of the cleanup programs, and you should be back on the road to recovery. Thanks everyone for writing. We appreciate the email, and I'll be back soon with another edition of Rick Answers His Email.